Well, hello, my beautiful Pisces. Welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your career and money reading for the end of July, right through the end of August 2024. I've already cleansed your space and have meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about, pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings, and I will never reach out to you personally to offer one. Also, I will never ask you for money, e-gifts, or donations. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. I'm going to cleanse your space hourly, so please be mindful there's going to be 3 loud sounds. Let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Pisces, this is your career and money reading. I'm going to get your overarching energy first and then follow it with a Celtic cross just to see what is coming towards you over the next coming weeks and months. Also, I've opened the competition to win a free personal reading from me. I'll let you know how to win that a little bit later on, as some people are here just for the reading and I don't want to waste anyone's time. So let's get straight to it. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Pisces? What do they need to know regarding their career and money situation? Can you please guide them for their highest good? What are they meant to be aware of at this time? Can you please show them the way? What are they meant to see? What are they meant to be knowing at this time? What is going on for them? Can you please guide them for their highest good? What are they meant to be aware of? Well, first of all, I can see that you've been enduring a very difficult situation. I can see that you're trying to grow through your career and there have been challenges. Some of you may feel like you have been, under supported, or you may feel you've been underestimated. Some of you have been challenged with extra work and you're feeling a lot of pressure right now. Some of you may feel like there's no resources available to you and you've been basically trying to work really hard with what you've got, because your first card there is the card of endurance. Okay, as you can see, we've got the rock there. Firstly, I'm sending a huge hug out there for you all. Things will get infinitely easier is what I see, but I see a lot of you under pressure right now to bring your A game. And of course, you're someone who's very gifted, very talented. You know, this card kind of represents that you have been sustaining your effort on something. And even though, you may be working in a very austere or difficult environment or industry, those rocks can impede growth. You are still growing despite it. So I definitely see here that, despite the challenges, you are overcoming your situation towards success. I definitely see some of you may feel that whether you work in a company or if you're in an industry, you may feel like there's either no support. I've said this, but it also feels like some of you, if you work in a company, you may feel like it's understaffed. And that means all the extra work and responsibilities are going on top of you. If you're an entrepreneur, you work for your own business, it can be that, you are one person trying to wear many hats and it just feels really challenging, like there's not enough time in the day. So I can see here with the endurance and rock, feel this energy of things being really steady, that, as I said, despite challenges, you are still moving up and you are trying to increase your finances, of course, whether that's through promotions or raises, or if you're an entrepreneur, it can be like to get your message or your goods and services out there, or really kind of be seen for what it is that you bring to the table of your career. I mean, it's number 20, that is a judgment card energy, and this can indicate that, you are focusing on your life's purpose at this time, trying to remain true and steady to your course, your true north. This is a card that really indicates that you need to ground yourself because there may have been some chaotic situations that you've been going through. And over the next coming weeks and months, I definitely see that there's a little bit more pressure, but things get easier. As you start to move into August, it feels like there is a lull or, a moment where you can catch a break, catch a rest, or even catch up on things that perhaps have been building up because you've been prioritizing other things that have been critical. But this card, it's really slow and steady wins the race. You are on your way towards success. No obstacle will get in your way. You tend to be someone who's very flexible. Even if an obstacle or a blockade presents itself to you, you are finding another way through. So if you come across any problems, you will solve those problems over the next coming weeks and months. But I feel like some of you are checking in right now and feeling that there is slow progression. However, progression is being made, okay? Especially if you're trying to launch a new idea, or if you are trying to increase your wealth. It may have been a very hard path to get to that place, but you shall get to that place. You're someone who is determined, you're talented, you're gifted, and you're not giving up. You know, this is a card that really highlights how tenacious you really are, because it's really hard for those roots to basically sprout into this incredible tree, which tends to represent wealth, investment, and branching out in some way, leveling up, moving into the next stages of your career, either through promotion or through opportunity elsewhere. It just feels like, you know, you continue to thrive, even though there have been circumstances against you, or you felt it's been difficult. So I do see that things are starting to take shape. Now, for a lot of you, this can indicate that something you've been working on has actually sprouted. Perhaps a project has come to the end, or perhaps, you know, it's in full flow and you're kind of okay with that. And we've got the card of rain, fecundity, and this is about, you know, planting another seed. So some of you may be implementing new ideas, being very inspired over the next coming weeks and months. If you're an entrepreneur, this could be you launching a new branch of what it is that you do already, because you've established yourself as someone who is really gifted and talented at what you do, whether you're an entrepreneur or whether you work for a company. And it's like you want to be inspired, so you want to do new things, set new things in motion. This could be you launching a side hustle or opening yourself up to alternative opportunities. This is a card that indicates you have a wealth of knowledge, and some of you may actually give that knowledge to somebody else. And this could be through a course of learning. So some of you could be putting up like a course online of what it is that you do, that you are someone who is a pro at, and then it could be a passive stream of income coming in as like a side hustle there. But once you've done it, it's like it's launched and it's out there. Especially when you've got the ice rune at the end, this can indicate that the internet will play a really big role in you kind of expanding on opportunities. So either you may find an email that offers a new role that has new money, or some of you could utilize the internet in order to launch an idea that you have, and it will be very, very prosperous indeed, okay? But this is the sprout. Now, for some of you, you may feel that you haven't made progress in your career for quite some time. It's just same old day, same old thing, and it just feels like it never changes. It's kind of like a repetitive cycle. So you may be looking for new challenges. You may approach your boss if you work for a company and ask to learn new skills or upskill in some way. For some of you, this could be something that you do independently, because right now they're showing me a cat, okay, in the water. I'm scrying at the same time as doing your reading. Cats can represent independence, going solo, or launching something that you've had your eye on for quite some time. But it can also be about you being instinctive, you know, natural talents, and knowing when to leave something when you feel it's done, or when to grab something with both hands because you feel it's right for you. So I feel this is a couple of weeks and months of opportunity for you. I want you to be aware of that, where you make major progress. Even though you may not feel like it or see it at first, progress is being made. That's kind of the whole energy of your reading right now. Now, of course, fecundity, rain, it does indicate that something is being nurtured at this time. So your investment is clear, you're hardworking, and you may be taking some sort of traditional route at doing something, but you may have a bit of a plot twist at some point in the next 6 weeks where suddenly you strike out and do something a little bit differently. So it could be something you already do, but you sort of regenerate the way you do it, or you kind of look at it or approach it from a different angle. It's number 35. When you reduce that, 3 plus 5, of course, is 8. Some of you feel like you go unnoticed or unappreciated in the working environment, but I feel there is something that is coming towards you, whether it's a new project or an opportunity that really establishes you as being the best at what you do and being the right person for the job. Now, when you get this card, it can indicate that the greater conditions of prosperity will be met. However, you can't see that right now. So it could be that in the works, there is a bonus or a promotion being made available or a financial incentive. For some of you, and this is not going to resonate with all of you, but I'm getting, if you work for a company, you could be asked to take responsibility in some area, like be a fire warden or a first aider, for example. And I get this sense of being offered like a financial incentive to take that role. So it could be like an extra bit of money that comes in there. I definitely see that you'll have a conversation about it, and then you, of course, get to decide whether you want to take that level of responsibility and be trained in that area. Because I am seeing for some of you training, okay, over the next coming weeks and months. So whether it's a new computer software program or perhaps you are putting yourself on a course of learning to upskill, I see that these new ideas, these new nuggets of knowledge are actually going to help you enter a new pay grade later on. But it feels very slow and steady wins the race here, okay? Now also, this can be an energy because you've got rain and you've got ice purity. This could be a period where you declutter your desk or your working practices. Perhaps some things have built up over time, like extra paperwork or graphs and tasks and responsibilities that perhaps you meant to get round doing, but you've had to prioritize other things. Over the next coming weeks, you're going to prioritize all the little stuff that's been built up so you can clear your slate. I definitely see that, you know, any projects you have in motion, you will basically accomplish them, reach your targets, and clear down your workload is what I see. For some of you, this could be clearing down your email box, okay? For some of you, it could be that you're basically decluttering your desk in some way, or that you are basically making sure that the conditions you work in are healthy and that you feel refreshed in your working environment. So if, for example, there is, because right now I'm seeing like loads of boxes by a door, and it could be a fire door. So it could be that some of you, either you're going to take a role where you have responsibility to make sure that there's health and safety in the working environment, or you may notice a potential health and safety hazard, and you may set sort of new practices in motion to make sure that this doesn't happen again. So that's coming out there as well. And this could be, especially if you're an entrepreneur, maybe this is something that you are implementing in the business that you have right now. Now, of course, as you can see, there's an energy here, and I haven't really seen this card like this before. I'm being given an energy of some of you really trying to implement new money-making ideas where you literally earn money when you sleep. Oh my gosh, that would be amazing. Okay, so it's like making money while you sleep. So for some of you, as I said, it could be setting a course online, perhaps, where people download your course and maybe you make money that way. For some of you, it could be that you are writing a book or writing something that informs or instructs other people in something that you're already very, very proficient in, and it'll be like a book that you may launch, or perhaps it's something that you're going to get out there that feels very much like passive income. Again, I mean, this could be also real estate. I'm not really sure of all of the industries that have like passive income, or something that you put a lot of hard work into and suddenly you accomplish it, launch it, and then you just leave it and it just ticks over in the background and brings in money. So I'm definitely seeing that if you haven't put that in motion, you're definitely going to see lots of money-making ideas come to fruition or be downloaded as a sudden spark of inspiration over the next coming weeks and months. And you will work hard to make it happen, okay? And it will happen, and I feel like you're going to have this sense of accomplishment there. Now also, when you get this card along with the rain card there, it's like, make it rain. You know, that's a card that indicates you're going to make money. You're going to do something that you love, and you are going to have all the tools and the resources to make sure that you grow in your career sector. But also, this is a card that can indicate that something that was stagnant or there was a delay in, suddenly it makes progress, okay? So it's number 33. When you reduce it, 3 plus 3, of course, is 6, and that's all about balance. But this is a card of the way forward will be made clear for you. So if you have some obstacles or you've been dealing with some problems, know that suddenly you'll get clarity and everything starts to be stripped away, and it feels that you're also decluttering in some way or downsizing. I mean, some of you, If you're an entrepreneur, it could be that you're saving money in a certain area of your industry by downsizing, or basically saying, you know what, this is not necessary. These could be like subscriptions that you don't utilize anymore. It could be, a service provider who is not either providing the right service or has got shoddy service, or perhaps you find a better deal elsewhere. For some of you, it could be that you're like, okay, this is an outdated practice and it is not working for me anymore. So suddenly you decide to let go of it. But this is a card really of pause, of reflection, and things being a little bit calmer, and you will benefit at this time. So I see a lot of struggle. I do see that things are moving in the right direction, and there is going to be a period where you see progress. The horse always represents movement, progress, and definitely on things that have felt stagnant or haven't been moving. If you feel like you've hit a glass ceiling in your career, some of you could be moving on or contemplating a move in your career to move into a different sector or a different company. If you're an entrepreneur, you may be feeling that you're doing something that you love doing and you've invested a lot of hard work in it, you've established it, it's up and running, and now you're like, what's next? What else? Because you are a movement forward kind of person. You're here to make progress, enjoy what you do, and benefit financially. I mean, you have a lot of financial energy in those two cards alone, but let's get to the Celtic cross. Yeah. Page of Pentacles there. This is a lot of effort, a lot of hard work. You're being realistic about your goals. You're going to be very productive, and you're going to apply yourself to working diligently on making sure that your projects come to fruition. Also, this is a card that indicates you're committing yourself to prosperity at this time, so you may be looking for alternative opportunities that bring in a little bit more wealth. The Page of Pentacles also indicates a small increase in finances. So I definitely see, oh my gosh, look at this. You kind of got the best card so far when it comes to the career and money situation. We've got the Ace of Pentacles. So some of you, it could be that financially things are pretty hard right now, or you've been noticing the pinch financially. So you're basically putting yourself in a position to think of alternative ideas or think outside the box on how to increase your finances. But also with that Ace of Pentacles there, it can indicate a bonus, or as I said, a small increase in finances there. For some of you, not all of you, this could be a new job. Or a raise or a promotion, but we'll get a little bit more information before we move forward. For some of you, you've already won an opportunity and it was hard won, and you should be really proud of yourself. The Three of Cups there is, celebration, it is success, it is reward, but also some of you, you could find that by going to a work event, even if you don't like going to work events, by going to a work event, there is something that is going to be offered to you because there's a social element to it. It's almost like you get to know someone who's in a position of authority if you're in a company. And if you're an entrepreneur, it could be that you meet someone who is prolific in your industry, and suddenly they're like, you know what, I like that Pisces. I really want to get to know that person better. I really like their work ethic. I see that they are someone who never leaves a job undone. They're very gifted, talented, and they want to collaborate with you, or they want to open doors for you. I feel this is a really great month for you to make progress, for sure. There's a lot of good news on the cards here for you. So let's see what else. I mean, your near future is the Chariot card, so that indicates, you reaching a destination, you making that progress because of your dedication, being disciplined, being serious about your work. If you've been on a vacation, it can mean that you are coming back refreshed, and now you're all ready to get serious about your tasks and your responsibilities, maybe implement some new changes, but also some of you are really working hard to tie up loose ends so that you can go on a vacation, so that you can take some good quality time off. I mean, the overarching energy is like working really hard and then taking some respite, okay? Now, we've got the Tower there. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. But it is in a hope and a fear position. And we've got the Judgment, number 20. It's really interesting. You're starting on number 20. You're leaving on number 20. Pay close attention to your numerical synchronicities. Now, I do apologize if you can hear, a dog barking in the background. One of my neighbors, they have the cutest little dog, but this dog does not like anybody, okay? So it doesn't matter who it is, this dog goes for everybody and is barking all the time when it goes outside. So it's obviously feeling very, territorial and threatened. So I do apologize. It gets really upset about being outside, but of course it has to go outside occasionally. So hopefully the microphone that I've got kind of drowns out the sound a little bit so it doesn't impede on your reading. So let's get straight to it. Your first card there is the Page of Pentacles. You have a lot to offer your career. You are someone who is hardworking. You are someone who's gifted and talented. And this is you looking at your skill set to see what it is that you have to offer and to really look to see if you are financially recompensed for all the effort that you're putting in. For some of you, if you have been currently out of work, because the ice card there, it can indicate some of you have been on pause for a while. Doesn't mean you haven't been looking for work. I see that you've been researching and trying to hunt for a job for quite some time, and the job market is super difficult. So some of you may feel like you've been phased out and you're not going to find an opportunity, but I actually see that there are two really rewarding roles that come in towards you, but it feels really interesting where it's like you have knowledge in that sector, but it feels very much like a new sector. It feels like perhaps it's a different industry, but you are almost like transferring your skills so that you can, really be ahead of the game in the industry that you're now stepping into. Or it can also be that, you're staying in the same industry, but you are going into a different department. But I feel there's this energy of you starting again. If you are in a period of looking for a new role, there's this energy of a fresh new start, but you're not starting from scratch, you're starting from experience is what I see. So if you haven't got an opportunity just yet, there is one coming in for you, one that you are going to really love, but there's two to choose from is what I see there, okay? And I feel like you're going to pick the one that gives the most money and also is the most rewarding emotionally and fulfilling there as well. So I feel like you get the best of both worlds, but there is a choice. Moving on to everybody else who's currently putting a lot of energy into the current role that you have, I definitely see that you're looking to elevate when you have this card. This is a card that indicates you have a plan, you have a goal, and you are grounded in that dream or that goal, and it's basically you seeing progress. It is slow. Whenever you get a Page of Pentacles or a Knight of Pentacles, it means there is slow movement, but you're determined to make it work, and you're going to see evidence of your hard work come to fruition. This is about you having the ability to attract what you need. So if you have any resource that you feel is not available to you, or you need support in some way, I feel like you may get it over the next coming weeks and months, especially as you move into August, okay? Now also, everything starts with a plan. So some of you are formulating a plan to launch something new, or some of you are thinking about relocating your business, or maybe going to a new role that is in a different district or a different state, or just outside your usual parameters. For some of you, this is about you sort of thinking about emigrating, because we have the Chariot card there. So if you are an entrepreneur, it could be that you want to either relocate your business, but also do something that's a little bit more nomadic, because the Chariot card is to work on the go. So for some of you, it could mean that you have to travel for business if you're working for a company, or perhaps people from overseas come towards you and there's a lucrative kind of meeting available to negotiate terms, conditions, and, investment. So I definitely see that this is a time of opportunity for you. Now what's crossing you? We have the Ace of Pentacles. Now, if I apply this to your personal financial situation, I feel like your money situation has been fluctuating, easy come, easy go, because it is in the crossing position. Some of you may have been stressed about money at some point. Some of you may notice that, you're down to the last critical pennies, dollars, whatever currency you are living with right now. But I feel there is an increase. there's this energy of money coming in, money going. But also I feel that there is either some sort of new job, raise, promotion, new income, or bonus headed in your direction. Something you worked really hard for, and you're going to celebrate this moment, okay? Some of you may have already received this. This card is literally a gift, okay? But I feel it's more of a gift for your gifts. It feels like a reward, okay? So that's coming through very strongly. Now, some of you are actually starting something, launching something new, and I feel there is divine intervention here to help you increase financially, but also I feel this is about you aligning yourself with success, knowing that you need to invest and make an impact in what you are headed towards so that you can, really accomplish the life that you aspire to. And I see that happening here for you as well. I feel like you're going to meet your expectations and, also shock yourself at how well you end up doing is what I see there. But I also see financial news coming in for you over the next coming weeks and months. Some of you, this could be your financial acquisitions. Now we do have a tower there, so I will pull a card on that because it can indicate that some of you will hear of some shocking news in your industry. It could be that somebody steps down. Perhaps someone decides to suddenly leave an industry or suddenly does something in the industry that is basically called to task or revealed, as it were, if they're doing something wrong. It could also indicate that there's a merge going on behind the scenes, whether that's with your company or whether it's with the company that you work for. It feels very much like change is afoot. But looking at it with the Judgment card, it can be a bit of an eye-opener, but it actually is a time for you to make some major decisions regarding your career. So it can be that some of you decide to leave a position in order to embrace a new opportunity elsewhere, and you've been putting out your resume on the sly to get a new role. Well, I definitely see that, you're going to be able to get that. So if you are looking for new opportunities, there's definitely two coming in and you'll have to choose from them. But also, I feel this is about you kind of reassessing all the effort that you put in and whether you feel like you are being fairly recompensed. You're trying to grow through the ranks of your career, and you may feel that you're still at a certain plateau period and you want to smash through that glass ceiling. And I definitely see that happening for you. We've got the Temperance card. This is the earthly plane. You're blending your skill set. Some of you are going to migrate your skill set into other tasks, responsibilities. But this is a card of remaining true to your life's purpose path. And it's about re-examination of priorities in your life, what's important. Of course, to love what you do is important, to feel fulfilled, like you're making a difference is important, but also money. It's very important. You need to pay the bills, to look after your family. Some of you have dependents or you have responsibilities outside the home space, and you're just making sure that you have enough to save as well as, utilize for your usual kind of bills and, food and all of the things. So the Temperance card can also indicate some of you are thinking about dipping your toe into something that's new, whether it's to revamp the way you do something or reignite that spark for your career in some way, just to keep things interesting. This card can also indicate that, you are very diligent and that things are at a slow pace right now, even though you are extra busy. So it feels somehow a little bit like fluctuating when it comes to being balanced in your working environment. There's going to be days where you're like suddenly super busy, then other days where it feels a little bit quieter in the industry. However, you still seem to be very busy. So I get this sense of you utilizing your time in a time efficient way and trying to remain balanced. Also, personally, this is about you trying to make sure that you don't overspend in some way. You're keeping a tight rein on your finances this month. And I do see that you are working hard to save. And I feel like you will be able to save a little this month, actually. Now we have the Three of Cups, and this is a card that's in the past position. So some of you have accomplished so much, okay? You need to be really proud of yourself. You tend to forget about your wins, but I get an energy here of you being reminded of your successes because there is more to come. Now, some of you have just celebrated an accomplishment. I feel there's more to come. And if you haven't reached that pinnacle point yet, you will be celebrating something very, very soon. Now, the Three of Cups can also indicate that some of you have been looking at your talents and seeing how you can share it with others. And this could be, as I said, through a course of learning online for other people to download whilst you make some money. It could be creative skills or gifts that you have that you're thinking about investigating a little bit further. Three of Cups is a card of not just blending everything, but it's also about a common goal. So if you feel that people used to kind of work better together and now the pressure has been on, I feel everybody's kind of under it. No matter what department they work in or what sort of industry, I feel right now there's a lot of pressure going on, and I feel the economy has been fluctuating. And some of you with that Tower energy, you're trying to protect all of your endeavors, your position, and your finances because you're anticipating that there is going to be either a financial crash or that you feel there's going to be some sort of fluctuation or something that will take you unawares. But I feel like you are preparing yourself because all your cards are about preparation. And I feel with the Judgment card that you are protected and redirected towards opportunity. And I feel like you will still reach your goals. Now, I definitely see that you're going to be very productive. There may be some sort of work event. I keep coming back to this, a work event. Now, for some of you, if you haven't had this work event, it will happen very soon, and there is a person there who has a romantic interest in you. Whether you are with someone or not, they may make a pass at you, is what I see there. Now, of course, if you're single and you're interested, then you're going to go for it. But if you're not single, you know, you are going to either turn it down or, I mean, you're going to do what's right for you, of course, but I feel it is something that's available to you over the next coming weeks and months. So if you're single and you're looking for love, I feel there is someone in your working industry right now who has a crush on you, and they will reveal it very, very soon. Okay, I'm going to move away from the energy. This is a card of celebration and success, but it's also a card of basically better luck and better opportunities coming towards you, and you're currently attracting them. When it's in a past position, it means that you are seeking them. It's about finding joy in your everyday working practices, and if you feel like there's a missing ingredient or you feel that something isn't completely fulfilling in whatever it is that you are doing, then I feel like you're going in search of it. Also, the Three of Cups is a relief. So I get a sense here that you've been working really hard, but there is a period of respite or relief or like a lull in the industry or the season, just so that you can get a bit of rest and catch up on things that perhaps have been building up. Now, the Page of Cups there, it's in the potential position. This is about following your bliss. It's a surprise. Whenever you get this card, of course, this is a Pisces card, so this is you really being surprised that your dream becomes a reality on the earthly plane. Fishes tend to represent abundance, prosperity. Pages bring news, but also, the cup represents the dream, the vision. It's like scrying, seeing it come to life because suddenly the fish pops out of nowhere. And the fish doesn't belong there, okay? It normally belongs in the sea. So it's like you are going to get an opportunity that is just made for you, and you're going to celebrate this moment. Also, the Page of Cups is a card of not just following your heart, but knowing that there will always be enough. There will always be opportunity. Even when there is, a very difficult job market, there is still an opportunity coming towards you. And sometimes the conditions need to be right before that opportunity comes towards you. Either, another person needs to leave the role, or the position has to be formalized, or perhaps someone has to leave a position so that a new role can become available and new money is available too. So I really get this sense that the conditions have to be right for this role, but something is being offered to you in the month of August, I feel, because it's when there's like a down time period and I feel there's a pause. So it could be a flippant comment that you hear at a work party or a work event. This is separate to the person who has feelings for you. I don't feel like the person who offers you a role is going to be inappropriate or not professional. So I feel it's separate. I want you to be aware of that. But whatever it is, it means that you're making progress. These are two cards that indicate that you're about to make some major leaps in your career, and you're going to be very goal-oriented and reach your goals. So This card is really about direction as well. Some of you may be opening yourself up to a new direction. So it could be that you're, as I said, remaining in the same industry, but you have a different interest in that industry. So for example, if you work in cars, right, it can be that instead of changing tires, you prefer to fix engines. I'm just giving you like an example, but it could be that you decide to leave the industry, but you actually do something similar that you did in a different industry. So if you worked in the financial industry as, HR, it could be that you're moving into the media industry, but you're still being in HR. So it feels transferable skills are happening here if you're deciding to leave. Some of you are thinking, should I stay or should I go? Because I feel like you're reassessing the money for the effort that you put in right now, and you're just keeping an eye on things, but I feel something is going to be kind of offered to you as an incentive to stay. So if you do shock some people and say, hey, I'm leaving, I really get a sense that they will try and have a meeting with you to see if they can change the conditions to encourage you to stay. If it's not right financially, I feel perhaps you're not going to stay. I feel it's coming down to money right now because your Page of Pentacles is your center position and you have so many pentacles here as well. But the Chariot card, it indicates diligence, dedication, commitment to your goals and dreams. I feel like you've been feeling exhausted. It's like all this effort and you feel like you're still in the same place, or you still feel like things are really slow, but things are going to pick up pace for you as you leave August, okay? So as you move into September, faster pace. It's almost like you need this little bit of respite or break because things will start to get a little bit faster for you. Now, we do have the Eight of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles is hard work, okay? But it's also investment in yourself. So some of you may pick up a course of learning to upskill in some way, or you're applying your knowledge to what you do because you're a pro. You know, this card indicates that you're the best at what you do, but you want to make sure that you're enjoying what you do at this time. I mean, and always, of course, because we spend so much time doing our work. So the Eight of Pentacles is you forging a path. It's you, maybe even for some of you, I hate giving this message, but it's coming through. For some of you, you may dip into your savings or have an unexpected bill. I hate giving that message. I really do. It feels like a repair work. Okay, so it could be something around the house that needs repairing or replacing. Looking at the energy, I feel, you know what? I feel it's a replacement. Okay. Yeah, I feel it's a replacement. For some of you, you may have tried to repair this already, but it may be beyond your repair and you may need to replace. Okay, so that's something that's coming through. I hate giving that message, but anyway, there it is. It's not going to be for everybody, of course. I feel there's about 4% energy of that coming through. But sometimes to be aware of it is to be prepared for it. So that's why I have to give it there. But it's really interesting. I've never really looked at this card either in the same way. It's almost like I see all of these rings outside of this person. It's almost like the energy that you're giving off right now is full of ambition. It's of foresight. It's also of commitment and you attracting more wealth. So I definitely see your hard work is paying off. Some of you with that Eight of Pentacles, it's all about routine, repetitive cycles. Now, when you are in a routine and it feels like you're just doing what you do normally day to day, you know, you're on autopilot. So it just may feel like, okay, another day doing what I do. But I feel some of you, you may have felt a little bit bored of that. You may have felt a bit stuck in that. So you may revamp or revitalize the way that you work. Some of you may challenge the way that you work so you can implement new practices. I'm actually being shown an instruction manual right now. So the image I can see in the water is just, it's just a random instruction manual of how to do something. It just says on the front, how to, so it's not giving me a specific industry. What I'm getting here is some of you may be learning how to work something or assemble something or build something. Maybe you're learning new instructions or policies, rules, regulations for your business. It could also be that you're given instructions, perhaps from someone, and you have to follow them to the letter. Maybe you are sort of writing instructions for others. So some of you could be like creating like a booklet on how to do what it is that you do, or maybe you're going to be asked what it is that you do in an appraisal. So please take it as it resonates. For some of you, you may be training someone else up to do what you do while you're away. I feel like they'll do a good job. okay, overall, and you'll kind of love what they did. However, I feel they may miss something. And you're a little bit like, oh, that was so critical. They did such a good job, but it was just that one thing. And I told them how important it was. So I feel they may miss this. Okay, so just be prepared for that. Now, we have the Seven of Pentacles here. This is the circumstances outside of yourself right now. I mean, I feel the working environment, it's not satisfying, especially if you're looking for a job right now. You may feel that a lot of people are telling you that you're overqualified, which basically means you're awesome at what you do, but they're just not going to find the budget for your skill set. They know that you should be paid more, and you are valuing what you bring to the table, so you're not going to accept less than you truly deserve and desire. However, the right role will come along, and they will pay for the skills that you have, so don't sweat it at all, okay? Now, also, that Seven of Pentacles, this is a card that indicates, you know, your diligence, your hard work, and your patience is going to pay off, and you are going to see, as you can see, there's one pentacle there, that Ace of Pentacles is there. It's like there is a nugget of opportunity. I feel this is about you seeing evidence of your plans coming to fruition. You are starting to see the results and generate prosperity. So some of you could see a small win, or you're able to save a little bit more this month despite the bill, okay? But also some of you could launch something that will bear small returns at first, but will grow exponentially later on. If you're thinking about becoming an entrepreneur or, you know, being independent, because we did see that cat earlier, I definitely see that it will be very lucrative, but it may be a slow period to start. Don't let that put you off, okay? Everything starts small and it grows into something really incredible. As you can see, the little seed inside this person, and you've got this big old tree there. So I feel like you're someone who is naturally gifted at turning something that tends to be a little bit difficult into something that is flourishing. So yeah, be mindful of that. Now we have the Tower. It's in the hope and the fear position. Some of you, this card, you know, when you get it in this position, it means you read the upright and the reverse. So it can indicate some of you are going to focus on tasks or responsibilities that you've been avoiding recently. They've been building up because you've had to prioritize other things. Doesn't mean you're avoiding them because you don't want to do them, although maybe there's some tasks in there that you're not really excited about doing, but you know you have to do. So it feels like you can't avoid it any longer. Something may be building up and you have to do it now, or it's critical. If you're an entrepreneur, it could be that, you know, you need to get round to doing your tax return or file things, or, you know, look at your receipts. Otherwise, it may be time sensitive. If you are working for a company, it could be that you have a deadline or things are becoming critical and you need to really focus on it at this time. Also, the Tower can indicate that some things have built up, and, you know, that if you don't address them, they could become critical. So you may see that there could be like expiry dates on contracts that you need to deal with, or perhaps these could be personal documents. If you're going on a vacation, for example, make sure that, you know, you look at your passport or visa, because there could be an expiry date that's critical, or maybe you need a certain amount of dates, months left on your passport or visa before you can travel somewhere. You don't want to be shocked, okay? But let me just pull a card on this, because this can indicate, especially when you've got an Eight of Pentacles, you know, this combination can be like, you know, you're working really hard, nothing changes, it's the same old thing, just a different day, and you're in a cycle of repeat, and you're feeling a bit stuck. You may have felt like you hit that glass ceiling. Well, the Tower can be really positive. It blows that glass ceiling right off. So it's really about you liberating yourself from a situation and either moving into a promotion or taking a leap to leave something that you feel is not doing very well right now. If you have an intuition that the company that you work for isn't doing very well, or perhaps an idea that you are investing your time in has run its course, you know, it doesn't mean that you're leaving because you're defeated. It means you are mature enough to know when something needs to end, or that you need to evolve from it or transform it in some way so that it flourishes. So I feel it's actually really positive because you're listening to your calling. I mean, your final card there is, oh, thank you so much. I'm so grateful. I'm being given right now that you're going to get a very important call. I feel it's more of a call than actually an email or a text or anything. I feel like you're going to get an important call in the next 6 weeks that is connected to your work and your money situation, and it will be celebrated, whatever it is, okay? The Judgment card is really about you understanding what you need to do. You know, you've got a lot on your plate. Things are going to get a bit busier there, and I feel this is also about you transforming the way that you work. So as you can see, those figures, they are literally leaving their old life behind. So some of you could be leaving an outdated practice behind, or you could be basically seeing a boss leave and everything changes in your working environment, or perhaps someone in your industry, if you're an entrepreneur, basically leaves a legacy or opens a door for you. But it can also be that you launch something and you basically change the way that you work because you're listening to your calling to do something independently, and it's like you're not looking back. Okay, it's forward only, and I really get a sense from your whole reading it's forward only. But I would say there's some really good news coming in, something to celebrate here if you haven't celebrated something already. If you have, there's one more thing coming your way that's going to really make you smile, is what I see there. But I feel there is an energy of you being able to save a little bit of money. There's a small increase in money. Perhaps that small increase is the amount you get to save. However, you may dip into that in order to repair something or replace something over the next coming weeks and months, okay? Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Interesting that I saw a cat and a dog came out, and you got the rain card. You know, there is a connection, raining cats and dogs there. So we've got strategy and resolve. Now, we've got that dog there. So dogs are diligent, you know, they also sniff out opportunity. So it can be that you are in search of something at this time, but also you're loyal to your craft and you are rising up and growing where you are right now. It says here, dedicated to achievement, steady gains, long game, loyalty, effort, and top dog. And finally, we've got strategy. Okay, and this is about your next move. This is about making a decision. It says plan your attack, research, references, visible, key position, deserved pay. So I definitely see that your energy is more focused on deserved pay at this time. Especially some of you may be looking at a position that is very similar to what you are in right now, and you may notice that there is a pay discrepancy. Well, it will be matched. I feel you could have a conversation with someone who's in a position of authority, especially if you work for a company, and they'll match it because you called them out on it. But I feel like you do it diplomatically and kind of like, it's almost like you're like, okay, I found this out. I probably shouldn't have, but the information came towards me. And, you know, I'm not mad. I'm just a little bit disappointed. I've been working really hard. And I was just wondering, is there an opportunity to staircase my finances? I feel there could be a very interesting conversation there. And I feel it's received well. Okay, so, and I feel like you managed to get what you are hoping for. But there may be a bit of a negotiation thing going on. I'm just going to go and get a trinket or a rune before we close. Okay, so we have the scissors, cut. This is an energy of cutbacks, perhaps, in your industry. You're going to notice them, or maybe even in the job market, you're going to notice them. However, I feel like you still thrive under difficult circumstances. The scissors can also indicate that you are basically reshaping your landscape in some way, or you're decluttering. Perhaps, you know, when you deadhead the roses, for example, that's to promote more growth. So it can be that you are saying, okay, this is wasting my time. Can I approach it in a different way or cut it out altogether? Can you outsource it in some way to somebody else or delegate? But this is really about pruning and maybe even editing. Some of you could be editing. I mean, that instruction manual could also indicate that you are making something with the scissors, because scissors can aid you in like reshaping something, cutting something out, but also building something, or, you know, cutting two different things out to bring them together. So it could be compartmentalizing or uniting in some way. And also we have a very important rune there. This is the property rune. So this is about building your empire. It can be about management. Some of you could be opening up to promotions. You know, I feel that if there's a promotion available to you, I feel it's an energy of the status changes, but it almost feels like you're still the same level, if that makes sense. But there could be a small increase in finances. So some of you, there could be like a conversation about title. And if you are an entrepreneur, it could be that, you know, you may decide to change your title, or change your company name in some way, or there may be like just you branching out and having another addition to like the umbrella company of what you've got, and you may be just trying to think of a name or a title of that company so that it really represents who you are and what you stand for. So that's coming through there as well. Also, this is the home rune. I mean, I didn't pick up on the energy because it's not there, but some of you may be thinking about launching something from home. This rune only gives me the energy of that. So some of you may be, I mean, the passive stream of income, real estate, maybe a course of learning, maybe that's something you're going to do at home and you put it online, so maybe there is a connection there, but that's come out there as well. Okay, my guy just said go one more, really random. One more. Okay, we have, now we've got the fox there. The fox represents being clever. Okay, so this is all about strategy, but also foxes, they tend to thrive under difficult circumstances. So I feel this is you being really savvy about your next moves, being instinctual, but also being very clever in your department or in your industry, and basically being ahead of the curve in some way. So I'll leave it there. I hope something resonates. If some of you want to enter the competition to win a free personal reading from me, all you have to do is take a moment of quietness and then play a song called You're the Voice by John Farnham. Then write in the comments section below, as you listen to this song, I stand strong with an attitude of gratitude. Music, it raises vibrations, and since we are currently at a critical point in the world, playing a song that raises vibrations for everybody is truly important. Now, of course, if you don't like the song that my guides offered up for the reading, then please choose another one that resonates with you more. The effect shall be the same, and basically all I'm interested in is everybody raising their vibrations, okay? So really feel the music, and then write as you are listening to the music, because it will have a musical vibrational connection to the words that you type, and then my guides will point me in the direction of one subscriber to win a free personal reading. Also, keep your notification bell on, because I will announce the competition winner at the end of the month. Okay, thank you so much, my beautiful Pisces, and love and light.